Good afternoon, everyone. How are we all doing? 3 hours to go until hacking begins. So hopefully you all caught our prize announcements earlier on. We're now into the theme. I know you've all been very patient waiting to see what it is you're going to be hacking toward this evening and over the weekend. So I won't delay it too much. Let me share my screen. As with the session earlier, just for those who didn't tune in, because I'm sharing my screen, I'll be on something else. I won't be able to see the chat straight away, but just let me know if you have any questions and I'll come back to them at the end. So let's get started. And yeah, also feel free to have a chat in the chat as well. Let everyone know how you're doing. Let everyone know if it's your first hack or not. I know we've had a lot of that. So yeah, just let us know how you're feeling. And hopefully we can all see this. So before we get into it, just a bit of a cop-out. Hopefully my colleague Anna Maria is in the chat as we speak with a link to this tally form. We'll send it around as well so that you have it and it'll be on our Discord. But we would like to hear from you about future hackathons. Hopefully you've been tuning into some of our sessions this week around talks. So feel free to include topics you'd like to see in that. We've obviously, I don't know who caught the dojo one last night, but around TDD, we've had a lot of talks about career paths. So is that the kind of thing you'd like to see? The tally form's anonymous, so let us know whatever you want to see in the future and we will take it into account, because whilst this is a very exciting weekend, it's definitely not the end for us. It's definitely not the only thing we do. We'd love to see you at our next hack in April. So yeah, if you were thinking, if you see the theme for this and think, oh, I really wanted it to be X or Y or whatever it may be, I won't spoil it for you about the things that it's not. But yeah, let us know topics, let us know themes. As I say, it's anonymous, so don't worry too much about what you put in. We'd love to hear from you, and if we see a pattern, we will incorporate it in the future. So without further ado, what we're all here for. And you'll have to forgive the smile, but when I found that sticker in the bottom right, I laughed. So it still makes me smile a bit. But the theme for this weekend's Winter Athena is working from home. So some of you may be looking and thinking, what the hell? Like, how am I supposed to do anything around working from home? Like, what? That isn't what I was expecting. Just kind of a breakdown, I guess, why we've chosen it, what we're thinking, what that actually entails, kind of what the brief is around it and what you have to do. So over the past 18 months, 2 years, however long it's been now, and going forward into the future as well, it's something that in some respect will probably have impacted all of us. So whether you're a student, whether at university, college, school, whatever it may be, we've all probably gone from, and this is, you know, globally as well, as we're aware, we've all gone from in person, you know, in the office every day, at school every day, in lectures every day, or well, in lectures every day that we can be. We've all gone from that to working from home full time. You know, we've lost a lot. We've lost communication. We've lost ways of working. We've gained a lot. Time in bed. Zoom has taken off, virtual hackathons. So there's been lots of pros and cons. There's been lots of twos and fros, but it's something that in one way or another has impacted all of our lives. And it's something that, and this is kind of where this plays into it as well, it's something that will probably impact all of our futures as well. So there's kind of a lot in the news about flexible working, a benefit that is no longer kind of, you know, it's no longer really a working benefit. It's just something that companies have to offer because we've done it for so long, we've done it successfully. So it's something that should be hopefully relevant to us. It's something that we've all experienced, something that we've all thought about. So what the theme does and what the brief is and will be is come up with something that helps to improve working from home life. So it can be something that you think over lockdown would have helped. It could be something that you think will help going forward, something that you've missed, something that you think, oh, this would have been great in my life. I think if I just kind of break down the ideas section for a second and go into that, I think on a personal level, so this as a wider tip and again, kind of we'll mention this in our intro later on. I think you should try, when coming up with ideas, to relate it to you, to your experiences. As mentioned, this is something that in one way or another has impacted everyone. So how has it impacted you? What have you missed out on? And from a personal perspective, it could be around communication. There's been a lot about the kind of mental health issues of being at home. It could be something to help that. It could be an app, a website, a platform, whatever it may be from that perspective. Whatever you feel in your personal life is missing because you're not going into school, you're not going into university, you're not getting that benefit. So is there anything you can tap into kind of in the personal aspect of things? The other side of it is business, and I'll wrap business and university into this because I guess depending on where you're at in your career journeys, they are pretty much the same thing. But as I mentioned, with working benefits, we've all been thrust into this working from home life, and some companies are getting back now, but I'm here, I'm at home, we're all at home now. This is something that hopefully in the future, and touch wood, fingers crossed, everything you can crossed, in April, we'll be back with an in-person hack. But even this, we've been impacted. This is something that we've had to look at. It's something we've had to adapt to. So business-wise, school-wise, university-wise, is there something you think, actually, you know what, this just doesn't work working from home, but if we had this app, if we had this website, if we had this platform, if we had this piece of technology, it would work. We could do this. This would make my life a lot better. It would make a lot of people's lives a lot better. So is there anything you can relate to, tie into, or work from that business, university, school perspective? I've included financial because for those of you listening earlier, Account Technologies prize will be for those that incorporate a financial element into their solution. So one of the big things with lockdown and with working from home is, the financial aspect of it. Are you saving money on petrol? Are you saving money commuting? Are you spending loads more money on food? I know that Deliveroo have probably made quite a bit of money off me working from home that maybe in the office they wouldn't have. But is there something, to plan? Is there something that you can use financially that would help improve the working from home life? And I think what this does as kind of a point and as an idea is it sort of reframes the idea of working from home, I guess, because obviously you can go into lots of things around workspaces and what helps work from home in itself easier, but it's the impacts working from home can have, and thinking about actually what you can do because you have more money, you have less money, you have more time, you have less time, whatever it may be, and thinking about what you can do kind of as a result of that. And same with health. So this is by no means an exhaustive list. This could go on. I think the last couple of points, as much as anything, are just to prove that you don't just have to look at the personal and business. You don't have to focus on working from home as, the one entity. It can be the impacts you've had. So, for example, like what's listed there, did you cycle to work every day? Do you no longer do that? What do you do instead? Is there anything that encourages you? I guess, there are apps like Strava, there are things like that gamify that. And same with mental health. And I guess that comes under personal as well. But, think outside the box and think about specifically, what's impacted you and what you think you could do to help. So that is the theme. That is the topic. That will be your brief for the hackathon. Before we get into questions that you may have, I think I just kind of want to caveat all this and say we will kind of touch on this and expand on the the kind of intricacies of what you have to do in the intro session later today. So we'll reveal the judging topics. We'll talk about rules. We'll talk about FAQs. We'll go through kind of all the basics. This is just to get a grasp of the working from home element of things and revealing that as our hack theme. So do we have any questions? And thank you as well, Anna Marie, for sharing that link. That is much appreciated. As I mentioned at the start, make sure that any thoughts you have, any topics, if you're looking and thinking working from home, I'm not sure about that, I'd much rather hack about AI, let us know, put it on the tally form. Still hack about working from home, but it's just one of those things to consider. So if there are any questions around working from home, let us know. Let me know. The chat's open now. I can see it now. I'm off the presentation, so that's all good. As ever, I feel like I sound like a broken record on these things. We've got our Discord server, so if you kind of have questions and you're watching this retrospectively, if it doesn't get answered for whatever reason on here, then you can let us know on there, and it will be on the intro session too. So it doesn't look as if there are too many questions. What do we think of the theme? I think that would be kind of interesting from a chat perspective, to see what your initial thoughts are. You don't have to give ideas, you don't have to give the game away. But I think we thought about it for a while, and we had meetings and we thought we could do this, we could do that. Obviously, there's loads of different things that you can hack about, and we wanted to stay clear of COVID a bit. We didn't want to focus on what it's been, but I think we were all kind of sat there on a Zoom call, and other meeting providers are available, and thinking, what do we do? And I was like, well, this would be a meeting we should be having in person. Like, why is it not? Yeah, I think a big thank you to everyone tuning in. Let us know what you think of the theme, and yeah, good luck.